Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Are we good to go, Miss Ingrid?
It is doing it now.
Okay, cool. Are we on speakers view?
We are on speakers.
Okay,
We
awesome.
definitely are.
And I'm not the host. Cool. Awesome. I'm so glad. We got it figured out. So welcome everyone to this Business Done Different Zoom.
Let's
I love it
record
because oh yeah, please record it. Thank you, Ingrid.
So for all the translators, we're going to start the recording in 3, 2, 1.
Go. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to our Business Done Different. I am so excited about this topic, and I have a guest joining me today. His name is Grins. It's so funny because I'm going to show you again. This is Mr. Grins. He never lies here when I do a Zoom, but he's decided to join us for business time because he's very good at business. Why? Because he's relaxed. And that's one of the main elements of Business Done Different. Because if you tap into or look at business from what most people have learned or taught you, it's never about being relaxed, is it? It's about stressing, it's about forcing, it's about being busy, 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 busy. It's about proving that the busier you are, the more special you are. So what if business can be totally, totally different? And it can actually be the humanoid playground of possibilities. And that's how it's been for me always. Like I started to, when I started to work, I had many, many different jobs, as most of us. And we always think it's a bad thing to try many things, like, try this job, try a totally different job. And so people who are like seekers, people who are different, they usually have tried very many different jobs. And what resource is that? It's not a bad thing. So I've tried many, many different jobs. And then I was employed as a psychologist and therapist in a psychiatric hospital. And I started to desire more. And so I started to play within my job, but then I wanted even more. So I asked for what else is possible to expand my life. And I started to do classes on the weekends. That wasn't planned, but people started to ask, hey, can you do some classes? So I started to, play with business on the side. And I loved it so much that I started to do the business more and then end my employment. And it was this jump from being employed, because you think you're secure. It's not like we all have this fantasy of when you're employed, you're super safe and you're secure. Well, yes and no. And so, but I knew I wanted something bigger and something greater. And so I started with my business. And what that was for me from the beginning was this absolute luxury to find my way to voice to the world about about the possibilities that I would like to invite the world to. And this is something that business has been for me always, like this absolute luxury, this joy of discovering what I know and then inviting the world to that and making money. So what if business can be something totally different for you than what you have been taught? Because business, as it's normal, business done normal, as I said before, it's usually this stress and this making something the source of your life. Like business for most people is the source of money, the source of income, the source of having something to do. But that point of view totally takes away you. It's not your business that's the source. It's not your job that's the source of your life. You are the source of your life. And when you start to have your whole life as your business, then things can actually expand and money can show up and possibilities can show up. So business done different is not based on the premises that this reality shows you of stress and hard work and, the source being somewhere else. But it's this like, what have you always desired to create? Like what is like, what is like this aliveness for you that you could start to acknowledge, and rather than worrying how to get there, rather than worrying if it's a good or a bad idea, acknowledging what it is you would like to bring to the world. And most of us, when we start out, we have no clue. We don't know. We don't have a word for it. We don't have a description for it. But there's definitely this, there's something I would like to create. So if you just start to tap into, hello, Kinsey, if you start just to tap into that space of what is it you always desire to bring to the world. And most of us have like some kind of, I love his like, what are you guys doing? So cute. So it's like, most of us have like some kind of, like when I ask, what is it you would always like, what have you always desired to create? Do you get that there's something, like you might not have the words for it, but there's like, I don't know what it is, but something. So start to acknowledge that without forcing yourself having the words to what that is. Okay. And from that space, like the space of relaxation, it's like what we've learned to make sure something is happening. Like how much force and how much stress have you been taught that you have to put in to make sure something is actually happening in your life? Well, that's this reality's way of creating. What if that doesn't have to be yours? What if you start to create everything, business, money, everything your whole life from a space of relaxation? And space of relaxation is something very pragmatic. It actually means you having like a sphere of awareness, a sphere of receiving where everything can actually show up for you. Because if you have a point of view, something needs to happen, money has to show up, business has to show up, you actually push your energy out. You're forcing something to show up, and it's actually you're uninviting it. But from the space of relaxation, from the willingness to have a spherical invitation of awareness and receiving, you can actually allow things to show up for you, and things can basically jump into your lap from a space of ease, joy, and glory. But that's not business done normal. That's why this title is Business Done Different. And I must say, I'm so glad that I've never had, I say honestly, I've no formal education in business. And I'm so grateful for that, because I have not learned to have a conclusion about what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it. I learned it by doing it. I learned it by finding it out. I learned it by starting a business and going, okay, so what do I need? Where do I start? Okay, I need a bank account. Cool. Let's start there. What else do I require? Well, I need to talk to people. I need to actually tell them that I'm doing this. Okay, what else do I require? So the first steps of creating the business was having a bank account and talking to people. Simple. And that's the problem for most people. It's too simple. Like people love to have it complicated. People love to have it difficult when it comes to business. That's easy. Like we all know difficult. Difficult is like, well, give me something difficult, and I can handle it because I'm good with problems. But it's like, what if you embrace the simplicity of creation? What if you embrace the simplicity of business and money? So everything that is, and everything doesn't allow it. Truth, will you just join and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and meons. This is something I love to use, and we use it in Business Done Different and Joy of Business. It's called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. I'm not going to explain it because it's too long. There's a whole video where these weird words I just said are explained, but it's something where you can choose to undo your limitations that regarding to a situation. or a person or something that you see limits you. So what if you allow the simplicity of creation? So again, I started with a bank account and talking to people. Why? Because I wanted people to know, hey, I'm doing something different now than being employed. I gave them the download, like the short gist of what it is. And then I did classes. And then the next classes got created from the people that were in my class that talked to someone else that said, oh, what she's doing is great. Then they called me and said, hey, can you come to Israel and do a class there? Can you come to Spain and do a class there? And all of it was based on talking. Like, no, I didn't have a social media account. There was no Facebook. Maybe Facebook didn't even exist at that time. Don't know. I didn't have a web page. Didn't have a thing card, whatever it's called, business card. A visitation card, I wanted to say. That would be more German. No, I didn't have a business card. I was just like good old school talking to people. And so how simple could you allow the creations to show up for you? And Business Done Different is embracing the simplicity. Business Done Normal is struggling the difficulty. So everything that is, and everywhere you're doing business done normal by struggling, by engaging with the difficulty, rather than allowing the simplicity, the ease and the joy and the glory, where you relax and you allow things to show up, will you destroy and create a place? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And the thing is, when like the areas of your life where things are contracting, let's say now money, business, or whatever, it's oftentimes exactly the opposite. So what areas of your life are stagnating? So let's take money, for example. If money is something that you're not happy with as it is right now, if it's stagnating for you, where in the past did you have ease with money that you haven't acknowledged? Where in your past have you created money in a different way than normal that you haven't acknowledged? Because the thing is, if you have a capacity to create money in a different way, like allow it to show up, have ease with it, and you haven't acknowledged it, like anything that you're good at that you don't acknowledge, like the moment you stop acknowledging it, it contracts. Okay. So one of the really important pieces is start to acknowledge where you already have created something that you didn't really get, like, how did that money show up? Because money doesn't show up from logic. Money doesn't show up from, I do this and then the money shows up. People keep thinking that, people keep hoping that, like, I put an ad in the social media thing, and then I pay this and this for my ad, and then I'm calculating that this and this money shows up from the ad. It never works. Like, money doesn't come from I do this and then that. So all the lies you've bought, that there's a recipe, a logic you have to find. And if you find it and if you follow it, you will be rich. Everything that is, and all those lies will you destroy and create a place times a conciliation. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Money is a beast that cannot be controlled by logic. Okay. Money is something that would like to contribute to you, and it shows up when you allow it, when you invite it to the party of your life. So everywhere you're avoiding that, will you destroy and create a place? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. So when you look at your life, like where, and maybe you might not remember right now, but maybe after this call, you want to sit down and make some notes, or just, get a download of where in your life, where in your past have you created, let's say, just money in a way that didn't make sense. Oops. Now we have someone who is not muted. So where in your life, where in your past have you created money in a way that didn't make sense? Like when I say that, does it occur to you that you have done that? Have you all like had at least one or a half situation? I'm just kidding. Did you or have like at least one situation where you created, and it might be $1 or €1 or 10 or more, where you created some kind of amount of money that didn't make sense? Okay, you guys are writing in the chat many situations. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. So now acknowledge it. Like, have you acknowledged it? And if not, do it now. And acknowledging is not a airy-fairy thing. It's a very pragmatic thing. You just sit down and go, okay, wow, I have done it, but then I just like moved on as though it's like normal, as, you know, I'm just going to dismiss it. That's going to contract your life. You like, if you want to engage in business done different, if you want to engage in and allow like or practice business done different, if you want to practice money creation done different, have to start to acknowledge where you have already in the past done different, created money different, done business different. Okay. So if you like take one situation where you have created money in a different way than makes sense, get the space of that. Like, what was the energy of that? What, like that? Don't explain it. Don't look for the logic. Just, okay, cool. Now acknowledge it and ask for it again. Like, hey, if I've done it once, I can do it again. What else is possible? What are your capacities to create money in create money in business from a totally non-logical space? And everything that doesn't allow you to be, nor perceive, and receive that, will you destroy and create a place times a godzillion. Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and yawns. And what that starts to open up is where business and creation can not be this, I have to do business. I have to either have a job or I have to have a business because that's my only option to create money. And that's my only option to create a life. Like that's not the joy of business. That's this business done normal. Everything that is will you destroy and create it, please. Everywhere you pretend you have no choice. Where you pretend that you have no choice. Nice try. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, fuck, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and yawns. So what if you, instead of I have to have a business or I have to have a choice, you open up for, wow, what a luxury it is to have the choice to have a business or not. I don't have to have a business, but I get to have a business if this is something I would like. And your job can be your business. You know, it's like, even if you're employed, it is having a business. Like your whole life is your business. But if you start to be enthusiastic about, wow, I have a life, I have a job, I have a business. Wow, I wonder what's possible with that. Like from that enthusiasm, from that joy of business, you're open for business. You're open for more possibilities. And it starts to become a playground. Remember when you were a kid and you were like, have a playground, and you have this, I don't know the English words, I just know the German ones. You have this thingy-lingy and you have this thingy-lingy, whatever they're called in English. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna climb on this one. That's yummy. Now what? Oh, I'm gonna slide down here. Oh, nice. Now what? What if this energy could be your whole life? You know, oh, I get to write this email. Oh, I wonder what that will create. Oh, I get to call this person. Oh, I wonder what that will create. You know, like if that becomes your space, then like you're open for business. Then the whole universe, the whole world can actually contribute to you and bring you more business, bring you more clients, bring you more money, because you're open for business. So everything that is and everything doesn't allow it, will you destroy and create it these times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and yawns. It's so funny because I've been, creating business for, I don't know, 14 years or something. I don't know, something like this. And I never considered myself as a business person. Like I would have never said to myself or about me, I'm a business lady. I'm just doing it because it's fun. I'm like, what else can I create? What else can come from that? But what if what if you don't have to have a label of I'm a business person? Because notice it's like I'm this. What if you just engage in the pure joy of what else is waiting for you to be created? Because your business is a life form of itself. Every project you do, every class you facilitate, every product you sell is a life form of itself. If you stop forcing it into existence, you can ask it, when is it time for you to be sold? When is it time for you to get out there in the world? So for example, I've written 4 books so far. The very first book is the Pragmatic Psychology book. This is it changed outfit. This is the second outfit of the first book. Like, it had a different outfit. Like, even my books change outfit. Anyway, so this was the first book. And when I have written it, I had a fixed point of view that because I'm done writing it, I'm finished writing it, now it has to be published. Do you notice the energy of that? Well, because like the point, it was a fixed point of view, a conclusion. I'm done. Now it has to get out there. No joy in that. No business done different. It didn't work. It took forever. Then I learned like every product I bring into the world, every project I create, I have to acknowledge it as a life form of its own. So I started to do that. I acknowledged the book as its own life form. And I started to talk with it. I know it's weird, but we talk to plants, we talk to animals. Why not talk to the business? Why not talk to the products? Come on, let's be weird. It works. And so I asked the book, when would you like to be published? Now or later? It said later. And I'm like, oh no, come on. I'm done. I'm not good with patience. None of us are. But sometimes it's good to have patience. And so I asked, okay, what month would you like to be published? And it happened to be like 3 months from what I asked. And I'm like, come on, 3 months, that's like forever. But okay, I will honor that. And I asked, so what do you need? Like, who and what do you require to get out there in the world with ease? And from that question, people showed up. Like, people who actually could do the InDesign, people who could do the proofreading. Everything started to move again. Everything started to be smooth again, because I went from conclusion, I went out of conclusion, out of force, into question and possibility. And so the book got out there. It was a hit. It is a hit. It's 10 years ago or something. I don't remember. And it's still a life form that I keep asking, what else would you like to be in the world? Who else can you touch? Who else can you contribute? And then people find the book in the oddest ways and tell me, oh my God, I don't know, this person gave me your book and it changed everything. And I got a totally different perspective. And it's such an acknowledgement to me. Why? Because I give the book a job. I talk to the life form. So you can talk with everything. You can have everything contribute to you. And that, for me, is one element of business done different. And there's so much more to it, So where else can you choose to create business and money and all your creations from a totally different space that might be weird for others, but that works? For me, business done different is where you're pragmatic. You don't try to get it right, but you do what works. So everything that is and everything doesn't allow it, will you destroy and create it, please? Time's a Godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And I missed all your beautiful messages there in the great. And someone is writing, I create clients with ease. I don't know how. And that's a very good point, because when you have ease with business, you don't know how. It's just that you ask for it. You ask, okay, what's it going to take to create more money, to have more clients to show up? And it's so weird, but ask and you shall receive actually works, but it only works if you allow it. So one of the things is get out of your own way. And the clearing statement that I talked about, it's one of the tools you can use to get out of your own way. Like you just say, okay, everything that is, I destroy and I create it, pot poc. And the explanation is in the video that's somewhere in the chat, I think. So do you guys see that there's like exactly like like Nicoletta was writing, there's like an orgasmic energy with business that you can choose if you allow. I'm just getting through the chat and seeing if there are any questions or comments that I missed. Yeah, it's an orgasmic energy, but
like Susanna, sorry to
yeah?
used to have an app which I checked. It's not available on the Lebanese App Store on Apple. Is it still an app?
It's not updated. It's
no
not
longer
updated.
Okay. Is the book available in audio?
The book, I have the book. It's available in German in audio,
okay,
but not in English yet. Yeah, but
so far my baby is here.
Your baby's
Thank you.
Here. Awesome,
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Done.
But it's like, now that Lara was talking, like, just going to give you another element. We're not going to do this too long because we have people translating all over the world. But one of the other elements is like Lara mentioned, it's like, have you guys acknowledged who you are actually already touching with what you're creating? And I don't mean who likes you on Facebook, who puts their thumb up, who puts a comment. That's not engaging with the world. That's Facebook. That's like la la la. That's nice too, but it's like that's not something you want to rely on in creating business. So everything that is, everywhere you think, social media will do it all for you. Everywhere you give up your business to social media, will you please destroy and create it times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, online, shorts, boys, poets, nuance. That can be a nice like plus. It can be a nice cherry on top, a nice contribution, but you are the source of your business. And it's like, have you ever asked yourself, who are you already touching with what you're creating? It's like, it's like, who have you talked with that just your presence has inspired or has changed something? And they might not have said it to you. They might not have mentioned it with words, but if you just get who have I touched? Who have I already, inspired with something? And ask for that to be shown to you, because you have no idea what seeds you already have planted in the world. People might not tell you, but you can ask for it. So you have more clarity on how much you already are getting out there in the world. Because what's been promoted to us, especially in the past years, is you are your own island. Stay there, then you will be safe. The way we create is by connecting to each other. And what if you put out your feelers again more, whether you work online or whether you work in face-to-face business? It's like, what if you put out your feelers and actually connect with people again? You can connect with people energetically. You can call people and say, hey, how are you doing? What's up? How is your life going? Like anytime you engage with someone, you're actually building your business. It's like if you just call someone and say, hey, how are you doing? I've been thinking about you. I'm just interested in how you're doing. You don't have to talk about your product. You don't have to put like commercial in the talk. Just be interested in people, because that is an energy that builds your business. That's something that's a gratitude that builds your business. So start talking again to people, start connecting, start like meeting people again. Like that's old school, but it works. Okay. So everything that is and everything doesn't allow it. Everywhere you've learned to, no, it's safe to just keep in front of my screen all the time. Everywhere you could do something that actually works even better and you're avoiding it, will you destroy and uncreate it, please, times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, online, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So, okay. So while I'm talking, do you notice that there's an energy of joy and enthusiasm of business? What if you let it in? What if you let it in? And what if business doesn't have to be something I have to do, but the luxury of creating a playground of possibilities? What if business can be a playground again for you? and you find your unique way of creating. You know, what if you have no reference points of what's right business, what's wrong business, but you find out and have the exploration of, wow, if I knew nothing about business, how would I like to create it? And everything doesn't allow that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And what if you allow success? What if failure is just an interesting point of view? Because everything you thought you're failing with is actually where you have gained an awareness that can contribute to you to where the next step, the next door could be success beyond your wildest dreams. So all the points of view you have about you having failed and all the lies you've bought about you, that you are a failure and you have failed, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Anything that you have decided hasn't worked, what if this, instead of being a failure, it is an awareness that gave you more information, that showed you more of what you could choose instead, that can lead you to way more success? One thing that's required is allow yourself to get out of control. So everywhere you're controlling possibilities away, everywhere you're controlling money out of your life, will you destroy and create it, please, times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Like, one of the things is also, if you allow more success to show up in your life, it's got to be willing to let go of control and allow things to show up for you. And okay, there's, oh my God, there's so much. I love this topic and there's so many aspects of it, but I feel like it's good for now. I would highly recommend listen to this again. And when you listen to it again, let it in more than the first time, because it's like there's words and there's things that you can change your perspective about. But there's also like this enthusiasm, a joy that you can let in, and it can be a different platform for you, from which you can create your life and your business from. Okay. And if you ever would like more, there's classes called Business Done Different. You know, you can join online or live. The next one, I think, is in 2 weeks or next week. Actually, no, it's in 2 weeks. And it's 3 days. We go through every aspect of business. It's everything from the creation to expansion of business, to working with people, to marketing, to selling, to, the space of it, to the clarity of what you would like to create. It's the business education that, for me, everybody should have or could have. So Business Done Different classes are based on joy of business. It's created by Simone Milasas. There's an awesome book out there. It's called Joy of Business. If you ever are interested in that, it's a mega possibility. So, and if you guys speak German, you can join a 3-month program with Jürgen and I called Bring Dein Business in Schwung. So that's another possibility. So this is out there. But what if whatever you choose in the future, what if you listen to this free Zoom again and let it in and start to ask, where else can I create business done different? What is it for me? Because if you don't compare yourself with other people, which we unfortunately oftentimes do, if you get more clarity on how it would be for you, you can find your unique way of doing so. And then other people can be an inspiration. If you then see someone doing something that you go, wow, that actually feels light to me, you can, be inspired by that. You can do something similar, but not from someone else is better than you, but from you knowing, okay, I'm going to start to explore what I know. And then I'm going to add different elements that I see maybe other people do that work for me. But please remember, you are the source. You and what you are, what you've experienced in your life, your past, what you know, how you see the world. That's what is interesting for people, not you being perfect, not you having it all figured out. So everything that is and everything doesn't allow it, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And imagine if more of us would create business from, from the joy of it. I get we would create a totally different world. Like money would be a different chapter on the planet, in the world, because it would not be, I have to have money to be cool, but it's like, wow, money, awesome. I'm going to allow it in my life. And I'm going to find ways of how can I use this money to have fun? How can I use the money to create the world I would like to see? How would I like to invest the money, both for me, but also for something that I would like to see in the world? So different possibility, different space. And thank you so much, guys, for joining. There's a lot of stuff out there, podcasts to listen to that are free to, videos. And I would love to see you one day in one of the classes. And thank you so much, translators, for really, thank you for taking your time, all of you, amazing people, and making this available for the people in your language. Very, very, very grateful. And big hugs to you guys. Adios, auf Wiedersehen.